Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. We have a Heroes of the Storm balance patch for today, March 29th, 2022. Let's go ahead and start diving in as to what happened in this patch. So you've got some tank, bruiser, healer, melee, and some range changes. Let's immediately dive in and find out what's going to be happening to the Heroes of the Storm. So, we have a new Barak changes. Nerubian armor, spell armor increased from 20 to 25. Okay, so a buff for a new Barak so far, as well as the subterranean shields increase. So dive as well as spell armor being increased on those. Level 13, damage increase. Okay, so acid drenched mandibles. Damage bonus increased as well. Duration bonus increased. Creep wave damage over time. Wow, man, a new Barak getting some buffs here. I really didn't think a new Barak was going to get some buffs, but either way. Developer comments, or developer comment, these talents weren't quite matching up against the potential of the horde of beetles. Now, I gotta be honest, I do really like what we're seeing so far. Love when he does his YouTube voice. Welcome into YouTube. Joana changes. Joana changes as well. Talents. Zealous Glare is going to be nerfed by 50% with the bonus damage reduced from 125 to 75. Roar at level 13 is going to be nerfed as well. So you have 175 to 150. Dear Lord, can I talk? Blessed Hammer, ability cooldown reduction reduced from 3 to 2.5 seconds. So that's a little bit of a buff on that one. Pretty good talent. I think we kind of see both of these being picked up or in contention at level 13 for the Joana. Heaven's Fury. I know people have been asking about this forever, and it's been needed to get nerfed. So we will be seeing the maximum targets hit per barrage increase from 4 to 6. But the cooldown reduction per bolt is from 2 to 1. You also have a damage reduction by 18. Joanna's dealing too much damage, so we're partially reverting some of the recent buffs. We also take this opportunity to alter how Heaven's Fury functions. Heaven Fury previously fired 8 barrage bolts, hitting up to 2 enemies and up to 2 allies with each barrage. We're increasing both enemy and allies hit up to 3 while lowering the cooldown reduction to further differentiate good and great casting falling sword. Or, excuse me, good and great casts of falling sword. Bruiser, Artemis. All right, chat. I know you guys love Artemis. Let's see what happened. Health reduced. That's not good. Health regeneration reduced. That's also not good. Shield reduced. Oh, Crushinator. I'm so sorry, bud. Shield surge at level 4 was buffed by 5%. Artemis has slowly gained the crowns of both our most popular and our most winning bruiser, so he gets a little bit of a nerf. Makes sense. From my understanding, in a lot of the higher echelons of games, Diamond Master, Grandmaster, etc., Artemis is actually really, really popular. Health reduction, regeneration reduction, shield reduction. Not by a ton, but still, little changes. I mean, we're talking 7.07 on the healing. And if caster math serves me right, we've got a reduction of 35 on the HP, a reduction of 20 on the shielding. Thrall, base, health increased. Okay, McIntyre is happy. Health regeneration increased very slightly. Level 20, elemental momentum, cooldown reduction against heroes increased from double to triple. Ooh, okay, level 20 getting a little buffed right there for the Thrall. Thrall is very close to being a competitive choice, but all his builds are just barely lagging behind. Base, Heroic Strike for the Varian. So trait is cooldown reduction for basic attacks increased from 2 to 3 seconds. Whew! That's pretty good for Varian. Bonus stack increased from 6 to 7 on the Lion's Maw level 1, so that's your Q talent. That's a nice buff. Colossal Smash. Oh! Colossal Smash got a buff! Damage increased by 25. Armor reduction increased by 5. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go, developers. Let's go, developers. The change to Heroic Strike is a mild buff to both Taunt and Colossal Smash Varian, which we'd like to see more often. I agree. I would love to see Colossal Smash Varian. Looks like we're going to play some Colossal Smash Varian soon. Alexstrasza. Let's get into some healers. Base, Gift of Life, additional functionality, passive. Alexstrasza's health regeneration is increased by 150%. Okay, a little more sustainability for our Dragon Queen. Level 16, so we'll have some buffs, or some changes, excuse me, onto all 3 talents at level 16. Tough Love, change functionality. Gift of Life grants its target 10 armor for 2.5 seconds, increased to 30 armor while Alexstrasza is above 75% HP. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty good talent. Overprotective shield duration increased from 3 to 6. Nice. Okay. Draconic Discipline added functionality. Increased Dragon Queen's basic attack healing by 50%. That's not bad. Alexstrasza buffs, we always like to see them. Developer comment, Alexstrasza usually lingers among the lowest win rate of our healers. We're adding some baseline regeneration to keep her healthier than before when sacrificing her health for healing. Also, we're giving some oomph to her level 16 talents. I like it. Rhaegar. Health reduced from 1,935 to 1,900. So 35 health reduce. Health regeneration reduced by a little bit as well. Couple decimals here. Purge is also nerfed. It's going to have a 15-second cooldown, or increased cooldown. Colossal Totem, bonus totem health reduced again. Earth Living Enchantment reduced again. Grounded Totem reduced. Purge cooldown increased from 10 to 15. Okay. So you can basically give yourself a 45-second cooldown if you land the Purification and you take the talent. Earth Grasp Totem has had the damage reduced by 30. Wow. Earth Grasp Totem is really, really, really good. Developer comment. Rhaegar's most powerful talents are still a cut above their competition, but they're not required for Rhaegar to be a dominant force. We're also we're again cutting his base health and now targeting Purge cooldown to lower his overall power. That's fair. That's very fair. Whitemane. Base. Desperate Plea. Mana cost reduced by 5. Mana cost increase. Okay. Armor reduction reduced from 25 to 15. Let's see. Intercession. Cast range increased by 0.5. Remove functionality. No longer gain a stack of desperation. Radiance. Change functionality. Radiance heal now reapplies Zeal, resetting its duration. No longer affects Whitemane's armor. Shared Punishment at level 16, chaining damage increased from 70 to 100% of Ooh, very good buff on Shared Punishment. Harsh Discipline, added functionality, reduced Inquisition cooldown by 2 seconds. Okay, so some pretty good buffs to the Whitemane. Similar to Alexstrasza, Whitemane has often struggled to compete with other healers. We're hoping that baseline changes smooth out some of the early game experience. Okay. Melee Assassin. Maybe Melee Assassins, let's get into Alarak. Level 1, Ruthless Momentum. Cooldown recharge bonus increased from 75 to 100. Level 4, Negatively Charged bonus per stack increased from 4 to 5%. Not massive, but still, it's a buff to Alarak. Lightning Barrage, free cast duration increase. Okay, so some buffs to some talents that are probably underperforming. We're happy with the success for Alarak players finding with Discord Strike and Melee talents, but other builds are fallen behind. So this is basically to try and even things out with some of the other, it looks like the lightning build mostly. Range Assassins, we have Cassia. Weapon damage increased by 2. By just 2. Charge Strike bonus increased by 5% from 15 to 20%. Ring of the Leech healing increased by 5% as well from 15 to 20. Seraph's Hymn, excuse me. Cooldown reduction increased from 1.5 to 2 seconds, and Martial Law added functionality at level 16. Requirement for damage bonuses also met if target is blinded. Cassia basic attack build requires a riskier playstyle, and players are not viewing the danger as worth it. So we're increasing the build's payoff across the board. Okay, so once again, developers trying to kind of move things up when it comes to these different builds that we see. It's not like Justin and I were talking earlier today. You don't want to see one static build for a hero. Like Li Ming, you want to see different playstyles, different builds. Same thing with Hanzo as well. Chromie, the Range Assassin as well. Level 8, Slowing Sands, so a heroic for her. Slowing Sands no longer able to be picked in ARAM games. Okay, well, that's fine, honestly. Removing Slowing Sands from ARAM can be frustrating to handle. Yeah, that's true. Ghoulish Daniel, level 4, improved life tap. Mana restored increased from 35 to 40%. Consume Soul at level 4, cooldown reduced from 30 to 25 seconds. Maximum charges increased from 2 to 3. Level 7, Bound by Shadow, cooldown reduction increased from 1.5 to 1.75 seconds. Level 13, we have the Fell Armor, the Q. Spell Armor increased from 40 to 50. Wow, nice. Dark Bargain, health bonus increased from 30 to 40%. And then the active, the Health Stone, cooldown reduced from 60 to 45. That's big. That Health Stone active, that's a big buff in my opinion. Level 16, Rampant Hellfire, damage bonus per stack increased from 10 to 12%. And Ruinous Affliction, third hit damage increased by, 35 extra damage? That's pretty good for the Gul'dan. I'm liking this Gul'dan changes. Gul'dan prominence is primarily tied to the strength of his Drain Life build. We don't view this build as out of bounds. We're bringing both Fel Flame and Corruption up to par. I like it. Once again, as I said, a lot of the changes we're seeing are to kind of give more variety to these heroes rather than just you go Gul'dan, you go this build, and that's the end of the conversation. Sergeant Hammer, she has not had some changes in a long time, it feels. Level 1 Ambush, bonus damage increased from 100 to 125. Advanced Artillery, splash damage increased by 50 to 60. Maelstrom rounds, cooldown reduced from 100 to 80 seconds. Not bad, not bad. Actually, Maelstrom weapons, I feel like, is a massively underutilized talent. We always just see Ambush pretty much. Maybe sometimes we see Advanced Artillery, but Maelstrom rounds, I really like that one being buffed up a little bit. Hover Siege mode, move speed increased from 40 to 50. That's a pretty big buff right there at level 7. Graduating range, time between range increase reduced from 2 to 1.5 seconds. Okay, so a little bit more range increase faster. Shrapnel Mines at level 20, maximum armor reduction increased from 30 to 50. That's huge. 50% armor reduction. That's insane. Ultra Capacitors, attack speed per stack increased from 5 to 10%. Maximum attack speed increased from 40 to 60. Whoo, that's a pretty good upgrade at level 20 right there. Sergeant Hammer has some decent talent parity, so we're increasing the power of some keystone talents to further separate the different builds' identities. Nice. And bug fixes. One bug fix, Colossal Totem and Grounded Totem's talents are pended in the correct order. Earthbind Totem, Advanced Tooltip. Oh, okay, so it's just a little bit tooltip changes. All right, well, there you go. There is your March 29th, 2022 Heroes of the Storm Patch Update.